Tonight at 6, a man wanted for murder, now in custody, but a woman says police destroyed her home trying to track him down. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Hoyt.
And I'm Jurnee Taylor. We brought you the details of Edward Lampkin's arrest last night at 10. He is charged in the killing of Javon Beal Tuesday afternoon before troopers caught up with him last night, hiding in a Forest City cemetery. But before that, they got a tip to check a home back in Wynn, where the shooting took place a block from the scene.
The woman who lives in that home you see on your screen there, Granister Johnston L., came home late that night to find it torn apart in the condition you see on your screen. She wants to know who's going to pay for the repairs. And also, she's worried about the violence that took a life just around the corner.
Because I take one day at a time. God blessed me with me because he said something greater. And so. But main thing, I hate what they did. Only if they would have went in. That's all that's what they should have did.
As for the murder case, Lampkin's been booked into the Cross County Jail. He's charged for now with first-degree murder.
There's a political showdown in Pulaski County tonight as the county judge is calling for the resignation of the treasurer.
Yeah, it comes as questions grow over how millions in county funds have been managed over the past 2 weeks. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky brings us the latest on the clash.
A financial dispute turning political.
So as county judge and chief financial officer of this county, I'm calling for the treasurer's immediate resignation from that position.
Pulaski County Judge Barry Hyde calling for a shakeup in the county's treasurer's office over alleged millions misspent.
There has been no mismanagement.
Earlier this month, the Quorum Court voted to transfer $42 million in emergency funds to the county's operating fund budget, after Treasurer Deborah Buckner said there was no money to pay employees. Something Judge Hyde and County Comptroller Mike Hutchins says was false and there was no emergency. A review and audit announced Friday afternoon where Hutchins says there's no missing funds. He says earlier this month Buckner reported general fund shortfalls and says it came from no cash reserves and revised budgets were increased without court authorization.
No budgets have been altered without quorum court authorization.
He says in 2023 and 2024, the county ended the year in positive balances, contradicting her reports.
The treasurer in her statements to the court failed to mention revenues collected throughout the year and the ordinance appropriating monies to the various budgets making up the general fund.
For 2025, there was a deficit. He says that was attributed to outstanding funds owed to the county, but by the end of the year, the city of Little Rock paid all outstanding balances. We asked Judge Hyde what happens with the $42 million the court moved earlier this month.
It'll be up to the quorum court as to whether or not they want to transfer that back into the reserve fund, or they want to hold it for whatever reasons in the general fund.
In Little Rock, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
We reached out to Treasurer Buckner's office for comment, but we have not heard back just yet.
We have a battle of the seasons taking place across the center part of the country right now, and you can see a cold front slicing its way through. 34 right now in Denver, but it's 84 here in Little Rock. That cold front is triggering a line of showers and thunderstorms, and these storms have gone severe across parts of Kansas. Tornado watch boxes extend all the way from Missouri into Oklahoma until about 9 o'clock, and I do expect this to be extended into northeast Oklahoma and even parts of northwest Arkansas later this evening. One lone shower right now making its way right over Fayetteville. Not severe, but it could certainly cause a rain delay for the Diamondback game. And here's what we're looking at with the chance of severe weather out there through the overnight. It's northwest Arkansas, but here in the River Valley, Pope County, Johnson County, Yell County, there is the possibility this line holds together and still may try to produce some severe weather. The main concerns out there for this evening into the overnight as this line enters its way into northwest Arkansas will be damaging wind gusts, but a brief tornado cannot be ruled out. You see what happens as that line approaches central Arkansas. It just loses all of its steam and starts to fall apart. That means the chance of severe weather here in central Arkansas is really little to none. Rain chances, they stick around for your Saturday, and behind this front, it turns sharply cooler. I'll have more on that information coming up.
Nathan, thank you. The Strait of Hormuz is now open to all commercial vessels, at least until Tuesday. That's when a ceasefire deal between the U.S. and Iran is set to expire. It's already led to the lowest oil prices that we've seen since early March.
Now, according to President Trump, that may lead to lower gas prices here soon. Also, according to AAA, that is starting to slowly happen here in Arkansas. The state average now sits at $3.64 a gallon, 2 cents less than last week. Now, the national average is also trending downward.
Yeah, but like we told you last night, as those prices drop, airline costs, well, they're a lagging indicator. They seem to be doing the opposite. The International Energy Agency says that Europe right now has roughly 6 weeks of jet fuel on hand. And officials say if oil supplies remain stuck there in the Strait of Hormuz, some planes could end up having to be grounded. There is some hope back here at home, at least among GOP lawmakers, that things won't get to that point.
The fact that both sides are saying the straits are open, that's a good sign for all of us, and it's obviously a good sign that the markets like, and that hopefully this is the beginning of the end of the war.
President Trump also says the U.S. and Iran will work together to remove the enriched uranium currently in the country, but insisted it would not involve U.S. ground troops. A proposed quartz mining project in the Ouachita National Forest is raising questions about economic benefits and environmental risk, like disrupting water flow that many Arkansans rely on.
Yeah, supporters point to a growing demand for quartz and other minerals and potential for economic opportunity. But others simply don't want an open pit carved into a state's environmental treasure.
Yeah, for now, the project remains in the early stages and can get involved before officials make a final decision. Details on how to do so will be on our website at thv11.com.
And it's the #1 cause of death for all Americans.
Heart health, that was the focus at this year's Minority Health Summit, an event put on every other year by the Department of Health and the Minority Health Commission. It all took place in North Little Rock and featured a lineup of local, state, and even national leaders. The event commemorates National Minority Health Month and the Commission's 35th anniversary. That includes decades of work all across the state, with the Commission focusing, of course, this year on heart disease.
Americans, there are various ways that we are affected by heart disease, whether it's through our oral health, whether it's through the way that we eat, whether it's the way that we consume tobacco or not. All those things play a part in the risk for developing heart disease. So that's why we're focusing on it.
They also traveled to all 75 counties in the state to help people get access to testing and other services they may need to stay healthy.
The director of a well-known nonprofit serving the homeless here in central Arkansas is stepping down. Teacher 11's Carter Thweet sat down with the outgoing and incoming directors of the Van to see what's next for this life-changing charity.
After more than 15 years as director of the Van, Aaron Redden is stepping away.
I guess just the simple question is why?
A few years ago, I was diagnosed with CRPS, or complex regional pain syndrome. It's the most painful, incurable disease known to the body.
Impacting his work of feeding the hungry, advocating to politicians, and giving people a warm place to stay.
It's a hard decision, but you've got to do what's right for the work. The people that we serve come first.
At a pivotal time for the Van, licensed social worker Parker Reed is stepping up.
This is what I have wanted to do since I was little.
Pivotal not just for leadership, but also for growth, because construction is underway on a new winter weather shelter.
And then, it'll look out onto everything.
I was going to say, a nice little view up here.
Yes.
Plus showers, bathrooms, outlets, spaces to hang out, and more. Reed says it best, the resources are already in place.
All the infrastructure is there. It's really just going to be refining what's built and making sure that we can continue to grow.
Redden will stay on the board of directors, so he's not leaving completely.
I'm proud to have built something that is propped up and ran by people and for people.
He's also proud of his successor.
Calm demeanor, but young and energetic, very highly organized. Those are all qualities that I'm lacking.
The level of trust of being able to take it over is something that I don't take lightly.
In North Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thanks. The new shelter is located at 18815 MacArthur Drive. Reed and Redden hope to have it up and running by this summer. Hendrix College has announced a major shift in how it prepares students for the future. This morning, they unveiled new 4-year career readiness programs that will require all undergrads to complete a semester-long co-op assignment. gives them hands-on, real-world training and experience before they graduate.
A new report from the Women's Foundation of Arkansas is highlighting a financial education gap, showing many women are managing money without ever being taught how. The report found many women, of course, are balancing jobs, children, and household finances, but lack a strong foundation in money management. Some say they would struggle to cover even a small emergency. And experts say the issue often starts early with little to no financial education in school.
I realized that they weren't getting it in school, but they were making money, right? They've got jobs, they're making money, they have children, they're taking care of their children, and they're juggling it. But are they really creating a future, or are they living in the now?
Butler says learning these skills early on not only created stability for you, but for the next generation. Well, we're continuing our celebration of America's 250th birthday. Next, we're highlighting one Fort Smith man that's making sure the service of our veterans is never forgotten.
And there's lots of events when we talk about Keep Arkansas Beautiful. There's one happening at Lake Catherine State Park, other one in Petty Jean. So if you're going to be cleaning up litter, you're going to have to contend with some scattered showers and also much cooler temperatures. The numbers only into the 60s. It's a 50-50 weekend. Sunday looks much better. I'll have that complete weekend forecast coming up.
Speaking of huge events, what will that rain do to the Oaklawn Handicap? $1.25 million on the line. We know Sovereignty won the Kentucky Derby in the mud last year. How's he going to like Arkansas mud? It starts at the first race tomorrow starts at 12:45. They've got 12 races on the cards, including 2 other stakes races. We're back after this.